Last episode, I blew up my account. I oversized, I did too much too early, and I broke my plan. So this week I had to reset. I deposited another 300 back into the account, but I couldn't trade right away. It took about 2 days before the funds were actually available, so I lost a couple trading days. Once I could trade again, I kept it simple: 4 QQQ Iron Condors, 3 winners, 1 loser, and the week finished up $116. But today is not just about results. Today, I'm showing you how to turn this plan into a live bot and the exact entry and exit criteria behind it. A lot of you asked for my entry and exit criteria, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in this episode. Now, this is the most important transition in the series so far, because manual trading is where emotions can creep in. Obviously, like you saw, you can oversize positions, you can force trades, and you can revenge trade. You can change the rules in the moment, and week 3 showed exactly how dangerous that is. So the point of this episode is simple. I'm taking the trading plan and turning it into a system. Not because automation is magic, but because automation helps me follow rules instead of feelings. So the first lesson this week had nothing to do with the charts. It had to do with my account logistics. After the account went negative, I deposited another 300 on June 8th. But even after the deposit was marked complete, I had to wait before I could actually use those funds to trade. That cost me my first 2 trading days of the week. And that's something beginners need to understand. If you destroy the account, you don't always get an instant start over. You may need to wait for funds to show up again. You may miss setups. You may have restrictions. And that's another reason why risk management really matters. So once I could trade again, I kept the reset clean. Week 4 finished with a positive 116 closed P&L. I took 4 positions, 3 were winners, 1 was a loser. That gave me a win rate of 75%, profit factor of 2.53, average P&L per trade was $29, average winner 64, average loser was negative 76. Average risk was 166, and all 4 trades were QQQ Iron Condors. And that's the important part. No XSP, no Tesla, no random strategy hopping, just back to the core QQQ Iron Condor plan. Now let's look at June 10th first. That was my first trade back. It was a QQQ Iron Condor, opened at 3:08 p.m. and closed at 3:58. That trade made $40 on a 29% return. June 11th was the one loser. It opened the day before at 3:04 and closed on June 11th at 2:46. That trade lost 76 or negative 71.7%. But this is a very different loss than week 3. In week 3, losses destroyed the account. This week, the loss hurt, but it did not end the account. And that's the difference in what sizing makes. Then on June 12th, I had 2 QQQ Iron Condors, one closed for 74 and the other closed for 78. So week 4 was not huge, but it was controlled. And after blowing up, controlled is exactly what I wanted. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and create the series bot. This is where the plan becomes operational. The goal is not just to say, I trade QQQ Iron Condors. The goal is to define exactly when the trade enters, what the strike chooses, what filters it checks, when it exits, and how many positions can it have. Because if the rules are not clear, automation just makes bad decisions faster. My QQQ Iron Condor system has 2 versions. One is the 0 DTE version, and the other is the 1 DTE version. They're both QQQ Iron Condors, but they're not the same setup. They have different entry times, strike selections, filters, and exits. The details matter because the details are the strategy. All right, so first let's talk about the 0 DTE QQQ Iron Condor. This is the same day version. For one, I do not want to trade right at the open. I like to use the 10 to 11 a.m. window to read the market. I'm looking to see if QQQ is trending hard, chopping sideways, or moving too aggressively for a neutral setup. The bot entry itself is later. The entry is 145, the symbol's QQQ, and 0 DTE. Obviously, it's an Iron Condor. I put the short put around negative 30 delta, and the short call is around 30 delta. The long put is $3 below the short put, and the same thing with the long call, $3 above the short call. There's also filters. The mid price needs to be at least 40 cents. VIX needs to be below 24, and the slippage assumption is 5 cents. For the exit criteria for that 0 DTE version, the profit target is 75%. So the bot can capture 75% of available profit. I want out, because with 0 DTE, I don't want to just sit there trying to squeeze out every last dollar while expiration risk increases, especially because QQQ is not a cash settled. So I could end up with those shares if I go to expiration, and I don't want that. The idea is simple. Take the planned trade, let the rules work, and exit when the target is hit. Then the second version, this is what I'm using mostly until I hit that $2,000 threshold in my account so that I can start day trading more. It is a 1DTE QQQ Iron Condor, and this version is closest to what I've been trading manually throughout this series. All right, so what we have here is negative 28 delta on the short put. The short call is 18 delta, and then we have $1 wings on each side, the long put and the long call. We also have filters with this setup. The VIX needs to be below 17.5 and the mid price needs to be above 27 cents. Then for our exit options, we have 70% and an expiration at 1 hour. But I'm gonna watch the market, and if the market looks like it's gonna stay within that range throughout the end of the day, then I am going to change that profit target from a 40% to about 75 or 80%, especially in this interim while I'm trying to grow my account. There's also a time-based exit in this. Because it's a 1DTE, I have expiration set to 1 hour. Now, again, if I'm monitoring the market and I see that it's going to stay within that range up until expiration, then I'm most likely going to take that and change it from 3 hours to about 30 minutes before expiration. Now, that's the plan I already have set. So I'm watching the market and seeing how it's going to operate during that day. I'm not changing my exit rules. I have my exit rules set for the bot, and I have my exit rules set for the daily market. I trust that these bots are going to do exactly what I tell it to do. I'm watching the market, not the bot. The week 3 lesson is still the main rule. Good strategy plus bad size equals a blown account. And then, like I mentioned earlier, one more thing I need to manage going into next week. I use 2 day trades this week. So I have to be careful early next week until one of them falls off next Wednesday. That means the bot has to fit the account reality. It is not enough for the trade to look good. It also has to work inside the account rules. So I'm going to be manually turning on and off that 0DTE bot automation throughout the week to make sure I don't hit that day trading limit. This is why the plan includes more than just entries and exits. It includes account constraints, day trades, position limits, and risk. So next week, here's the plan. 1, continue with the QQQ Iron Condors. 2, I'm live automating this plan. I'm monitoring every entry and exit and watching the day trade count. I'm not going to override the bot emotionally. I'm only going to override it if it fits within my exit strategy plans. The goal is not to trade more. The goal is to trade with my rules. So week 4 is complete. I added 300 to the account. I had to wait 2 days before I could trade. I took 4 QQQ Iron Condors and I finished up $116. And I've created the bots and I am using live automation. This is the next step in the framework. Create a plan, test and optimize it, and automate the plan. But remember, automation should not be used to skip discipline. Automation should come after discipline. That's how you take the guesswork out of options trading. I'll see you in the next video.